you need for your summer car maintenance at great prices. Our professional parts people can help you find the best oil change supplies for your car, like 5 quarts of Valvoline conventional motor oil and MicroGuard filter, everyday low price $26.99. For your summer oil change, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Spend more time doing what you'd like to do. Call Genesis Painting. We color your world.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
This is Fox Sports 1070 The Game. WTSO Madison. Available anywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is Talkin' Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. Talkin' Golf is brought to you by
American Family Insurance. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. Cherokee Country Club, Madison's only private facility to offer an 18-hole golf course, indoor-outdoor tennis, pickleball, fitness center, outdoor pool, and 2 restaurants. And by Wisconsin.Golf, covering the people, courses, tournaments, and golf issues in the Badger State and beyond.
Now, here are your co-hosts for Talkin' Golf, the former Wisconsin men's and women's golf coach and member of the Wisconsin Golf Hall of Fame, Dennis Tiziani, and longtime Wisconsin sportscaster, Paul Brown.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Talking Golf with the Golf Effect Radio Network. From Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Kevin Ryan, Dave McCann, Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. And Tiz, our chief engineer and the guy that keeps us on the air, Dave McCann's getting married this Saturday.
Yeah.
Should we try to talk him out of it? We got a few days yet, huh?
Everything we've been telling him, but he's going ahead with it. But that'll show you,
No chance there, David. You're going to change your mind before the weekend, huh?
No, not going to change my mind.
He outpunted his coverage.
Yeah, he did.
He did. She's the nicest gal in the world, and what she's doing with him, I don't know.
Well, and we appreciate his efforts, and Kevin's as well, because behind the scenes, there's the guy that keeps us going here.
No question about that, yeah.
And Steve will not be with us tonight because him and Mario, who's Dennis's son and Steve's caddy, they're out at Harding Park in San Francisco.
Yeah, they're still playing, yeah.
They're probably out on the golf course.
They are, yeah. I talked to him a little bit. He's out there practicing, and whatever they're going to do, I don't know. You never can tell. He's playing really good. He was just here just not too long ago, and everything was going along good. So I don't know. I pick him as a contender.
Do you?
Absolutely. Harding Park. He's played there before. So, and it's a public.
They've been remodeling that over the years.
Yeah.
They got 7 par 4s, 460 plus.
Yeah.
For the average player, that's a big deal. For those guys, it's not a big deal.
No, they average 300 now. So
yeah.
it's 160,
8 or
9 iron in, So
they do have a couple of par 4s where they can potentially drive them too.
Yeah, that's a coming thing. Drivable par 4s.
Yeah.
That's a public course, but it's a TPC course now. So they've redone a whole lot. So nice place.
And you played on the tour. You ever play at Harding Park?
I didn't play on the golf course. I was there. A couple of my friends that were playing, and I had some great stories. Some I can't tell you here, but you
can't clean them up a little bit and tell them.
No, maybe a little bit. No, better not. But it's a nice place, very popular place. A lot of good players. I can remember some really big names that used to play there a whole lot.
Would you believe this to be a fact or fiction, that at one point Harding Park was used as a parking lot?
I believe it. Oh, yeah.
And that was back in 1998. They used it as a parking lot when the U.S. Open was played at the Olympic Club, which apparently is not far from there.
No, not far at all. And that's what I'm saying. There were guys who played, in those tournaments that, that's where they played, at Harding Park. It was nice, very accessible. And it had good features to begin with. It was just not a normal, what you would call public course. It was a big-time public course. And TPC got involved in that. And next thing you know, you got a real going concern.
On the show tonight, Gary D'Amato is going to be checking in. Gary, of course, was at the State Amateur Championship that was played last weekend for the state of Wisconsin. And Thomas Longfellow won it. In fact, Thomas is going to be on the show a little bit later. And in addition to Gary D'Amato, our Hall of Fame golf writer, There's 2 Hall of Famers on this show.
Oh, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He is a good, though. I can't say no. If he was listening, I'd say, well, he's overrated. But he's not listening, and I'll tell you, he's really good. We go back 50 years.
And Randy Groth and John Dunphy are going to be on. Those are the 2 guys that bought the bull.
That'd be good.
And we'll chat about their buying that golf course. And it's now open, by the way. We'll chat about that, too. In fact, those guys will be up after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
3, 2, 1.
Grab your phone because now is your chance to win $1,000. Text the keyword family to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's family to 200-200.
Now that's a parking spot.
Introducing the I may have underestimated the size of my car policy with accident forgiveness from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. Get a quote. Find an agent. Visit amfam.com.
Optional policy features not included in base policies. Review policy for coverages and exclusions. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
A cherished family visit looks different today at Oak Park Place, but the feelings of love and support haven't changed. The focus is always on resident health and safety. Thank you to the families for finding unique ways during difficult times to connect with loved ones while maintaining physical distance. A wave and a smile from outside, a yard sign with a special message, all to bring joy to the residents. They have locations on Madison's east side in the Nakoma neighborhood, Janesville, Baraboo, Oak Creek, and Wauwatosa. Visit oakparkplace.com.
4. Wow, you're terrible at golf. Who taught you?
I Googled it.
You need to meet with Tiz.
What's a Tiz?
Dennis Tiziani, Wisconsin Golf Hall of Famer. He has over 50 years of playing and teaching experience with a ridiculous list of championships and champions. Maybe you could be his next protege.
Where can I find him?
At the golf range at Cherokee Country Club.
Well, what if I'm not a member at Cherokee Country Club?
Well, the golf range is open to the public, but have you ever thought about becoming a member? They have a new membership program where you can pay for what you play, whether you play once a week, once a month, or just want an unlimited option.
Wow, sounds like an ace in the hole. Where do I sign up?
Just call me, Kristen the Piston, at 608-241-8788, and I'll get you all teed up.
Cherokee Country Club is the only club in Madison to offer indoor and outdoor tennis, swimming pool, and social individual, family, and junior memberships. Call Kristen today at 608-241-8788. Cherokee Country Club. Pay for what you play.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
And we're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison. Along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and joining us now is Randy Groth and John Dunphy. They are the 2 gentlemen who recently bought the bull at Pinehurst Farms in Sheboygan Falls. And Dennis, before we go to the guys, and they're with us, you and your brother have said consistently over the years, this is a Jack Nicklaus design course, the only one in the state of Wisconsin, one of the best golf courses in Wisconsin.
It is one of the best. We both enjoyed playing there. I played there a number of times, 3 or 4. But there are no bad holes. You know, some places you go and you get some places that, well, they should do something here. And it can be, from a professional standpoint, it can be very difficult. But it was also very playable from not forward so much, but from a reasonable yardage, very playable. I just thought it was the most underrated place ever, you know.
And John and Randy, we appreciate your being on the program. You recently bought that golf course for $2.4 million. And tell us how that whole thing came about. You guys kind of just slipped in or jumped into that situation. Kind of explain it for us.
Yeah, Paul, this is John speaking. So Randy and I own a business, a local business that we just closed on in Cedarburg. So we were in the office one day and we heard that the Molitor deal fell through, which you guys are pretty well aware of. I'm sure that happened at the end of April. And by the end of May, they were heading towards a sheriff's sale. So I called the bank's attorney, said, how do I get involved in the process? And relatively quickly, by the first week of June, we were starting to put together LOI, letters of intent, and ideas of what we might have to bid to get the golf course. And again, both Randy and I have bought businesses before, so we were familiar with the process. We were not familiar with the bankruptcy process, which threw us several curveballs. But once they recognized that we were sort of certified bidders, that we weren't just talking, then the process became a lot easier. They honed in on us because nobody else was really seriously looking at the property after Molitor got out.
And
so after that,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, after that, we, within 3 weeks, we closed on the deal, and then we were in a tough process, a big process of hiring as many employees as quickly as we could. We were fortunate to know Pat Shaw, who's the course superintendent. He's very well known in the state, very well respected, and so that helped us get, sort of gathering some of the people that were there before. And we got a lot of the people that were there before, which was a great help.
Randy, from the perspective of you guys being in business, if I'm not correct about this, correct me, but you guys didn't have any background in the golf business. Take me through that process of deciding, and how about getting into the golf business and learning about all the different aspects of it?
Well, I guess I'd say John was the avid golfer of us two and plays a lot. And, he came to me, and as I think I told you earlier today, I walked in his office, he said, hey, by the way, we're buying the Bull. So it was kind of a surprise to me. And, but so we both have different talents. John is very strong in the accounting financial end and owned a CPA business. So he's kind of the numbers guy, and I'm kind of more of the sales and marketing guy. And we've kind of taken our talents together at, some businesses here prior to this. And we just figured, with the opportunity that this created at the price point, it was hard for us to say, why don't we do this? And so, as we found out after we purchased it, we bought it, and we went to work in hiring people. Like John said, we got Pat Shaw back. We got Scott Evans, who was the pro previously, and he had retired. We brought him out of retirement. But as we found out, and we hired a whole new food and beverage staff, and this is more than a golf course. It's got a clubhouse. It's got a event center. And so it poses a lot of challenges to us, but, I think we're up to it. And if the future is what the first 2 or 3 weeks are, it's, I think, positive for us. And, it's going to be very good. We've been very welcomed in the community, especially the neighbors. It's just been wonderful so far. And people have really laid out a red carpet to us and said thank you many times to us for just buying it out of bankruptcy and keeping it as a beautiful golf course.
And John, from the perspective of it, was in relatively good shape. Was it not? Which obviously was a benefit to you guys when you took it over.
Yeah. So the bankruptcy court was maintaining the course merely by cutting tees, greens, and fairways, and not to playing level, but to keep them in shape for the eventual buyer. But it's in really good shape now because there's been so few rounds played on it. It's immaculate, really. The greens are slightly slower than we'd like. They're probably running 8 or 9, but by the end of the summer, I think we'll have them up to that 11, 12, and that's plenty fast for a public daily fee course. And but Pat Shaw has done a miraculous job. I mean, it's not easy hiring staff in the middle of golf season and getting quality people. And they've done a yeoman's effort getting that course. I mean, for those who've played it, and I don't think they're just blowing sunshine up my skirt, have been raving about what kind of condition it's in. And I played it, half a dozen times myself. And yeah, the greens are tough, slow, but other than that, everything else is terrific.
I'll hand this one back, if you will, to Randy or John. You can comment on it too. You know, Kohler's not too far from you guys, and there's plenty of golf holes over there. You talk about Sand Valley, you talk about Erin Hills, and that part of the state and that type of thing. Do you guys look at that as a bonus, so to speak? Because golf is a destination in Wisconsin in a lot of different areas. So how do you look at that aspect of competition and that type of thing?
Well, first off, this is Randy. I'd say we're happy to be spoke about in that breadth of golf courses. So we look at that as a positive. We look at Wisconsin as a huge destination golf spot, and we hope the Bull is added to the list when they come in, to play. If it's Whistling Straits, or they have the Mystique over there, and they have great golf courses, and so do we. And we think ours is up to par with their golf courses again. And Erin Hills is great. Sand Valley is wonderful. So all those courses, if we can put them all together, and we're just mentioned in that breath, we hope to be a part of that tour when they come to Wisconsin and play it. So we're happy to be a part of that group of great golf courses.
Dennis, from your perspective of being a golf course owner, knowing thoughts go through your mind when you listen to what in terms of making the investment and for the sport of golf and that type of thing.
What I'm hearing that they're having fun with it, and if you're having fun with it, you're okay. They're in it at the right price, that they should be able to make it. And as far as the golf course goes, their golf course is as good as all the ones you just mentioned. It's superior. It's a Nicklaus design. Nicklaus, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Nicklaus design. And when you take a look at hole by hole by hole, they don't have to back up to anybody. I think they made a great deal, tell you the truth. And people in our state will gravitate to these courses, but their basis is not necessarily local. Their basis is people that are destination flying in. So I think they have a great chance of doing it. And if they ever, I can just tell them this, if they ever need some help with some things, whatever that may be, feel free to give me a call, and be more than happy to sit and chat with them about some of the things that I've done and we're going to do in order to enhance golf. And especially, it appeals to me that we have more private owners rather than lease courses and public courses and city owned or municipal owned courses. But to have somebody like this, and he's got a good point there, he's got a good marketing side and he's got a good accounting side. And for me, accounting was my degree, and marketing, learned after a while. But I think they got a great chance. They have a super golf course. I mean, Larry and I, like I said, there are no bad holes.
John, what are you going to do in terms of marketing and that type of thing to get the word out, not only in that part of the state of Wisconsin, but even in the Madison community, down to Lake Geneva and around the rest of the state? I know you had a kind of a soft open and that kind of thing, and limited marketing exposure at this point, but you look at the big picture, what do you kind of see there?
Well, so first of all, we are going to inundate the shows, because I think we are kind of while we are a destination, I think we're more of a Midwestern destination. And so we'll be at as many shows as we can be that'll drive business. We also have revamped our website. We're almost done with it. We should see that by the end of the week. And we've done some radio ads on your stations and some others, and wisconsin.golf.com. We've put some ads in. They've been very generous with the articles they've put out for us. So a lot of word of mouth. We've got a lot of repeat business. And then a couple of people on staff, new people on staff, are really pushing to get some more events there. So we're still formulating how we're going to do better on the event side. But it's going to be a combination, just like any golf course that I've seen in the past, between web advertising, radio advertising, and attacking the shows.
And COVID, you're dealing with that like every other golf course in Wisconsin and those kind of things. What other challenges maybe have you noticed that you're going to face early in your ownership?
Yeah, so to a small extent, the infrastructure of the course is a challenge right now. The golf course itself is not, but the buildings are, getting to that age where a lot of things need to be some work done. So we're going through that this week and the last couple of weeks, whereby, there's plumbing and there's all kinds of little things that need some care. We're doing those things, and there's nothing huge. But beyond that, deciding whether there's going to be any changes on the golf course right now, we think not. I think Dennis spoke to the difficulty of the course. There have been some minor complaints that for some people it's too difficult. But I think there's a way to play that golf course for people of lower skill level that if you figure it out, you're going to do fine at that golf course. It's fair. It is difficult. So we might soften a hole here or there. We're going to clean up some of the views. Randy was talking about something yesterday, which I think is an excellent idea, opening up the view of the ninth hole from the clubhouse, making that hole much more viewable. Those kind of things that are minor tweaks rather than any major adjustments.
Dennis, for the game of golf and for the people that maybe in the Madison area that would like to go up there and play it and that type of thing, are people that own golf courses looking at making the courses a little bit easier so people enjoy it more? Is that a concept that has any merit? I mean, in terms of...
I don't know if it's easy as a deal. I don't know. People just have to
maybe
get
that's
used
the
to
wrong
playing.
term.
Well, I can tell you that players compared to what they were 10 years ago are not quite as accomplished. A lot of people are playing golf for the sake of playing. Not a lot of practice is involved, because it takes the time away to do it. So my advice always, and I get the same thing here. It's so long, it's so hard, it's this. And I'm saying, well, move up. Don't be afraid to play forward tees. Just move up, but be short off the tee, longer into the green. You don't have to hit a driver every time you hit it. Hit something to get you on the fairway and get you, a little bit longer into the green. So, to make it too easy is not good either. Some people want to play, but then they can move back to another tee. But don't be afraid to have them move up. And pin positions are important too. There at that course, because it's a big time course, you can put the pins in places that fairly inaccessible. So I think what they've got going, I know the green superintendent, it's going to be great. I wouldn't be that concerned about speed of greens as of yet. I've always thought that if you get over 11 or 12, you're going to add as much as 15 minutes to the round with people putting and 3 putting and hitting it by the hole. So that 10 to 11 speed seems to work out pretty good where people can go. But you've got enough there for an accomplished player to play, and you're going to get some of them people that want to play a real good course and test their ability too. So they've got all kinds of possibilities there. There's not a lot of courses that I know that can get to a tournament level like they had. And as soon as they get good enough, you're going to get some organizations are going to want to play some events there, and maybe some major events, and it'll be good. I'm so happy that a private owner has that. I can relate to that.
Randy, in terms of price point for people that are listening to the show that may be interested in coming there, give us an idea of what the costs are, and I'll give you guys a minute to sell your golf course to the people listening to come on up and give it a chance.
This is John. I'm going to speak to the price points because and then I'm going to let Randy sell it because that's what he's good at. So I got the money, he's got the sales. So the price points are, we did a little unusual. We we gave a discount for Wisconsin residents because we want to be able to keep it relatively reasonable for the people in the area. So we made it so that the most expensive round at any given time is $99. That's prime time on the weekends, and it's $99 or less, and that's in-state. You can play the golf course for $79 most of the rest of the week, and if you come after 3 o'clock, it'll be $59. And then the out-of-state, there's a little bit of a premium, maybe a $20 premium on top of that. So that's generally the price scheme. Then we have memberships, which we have three dozen already, which I was very happy with. And so that pricing is a typical membership for a daily fee course.
You're on, Randy.
All right. Well, yeah, come join us at the Bull in Sheboygan Falls. We joke and say, bring the herd with you. But it's a great place. We've got a great golf course, great restaurant, and great event center. So come on and join us, and make sure you come and say hi to John and Randy. And we look forward to meeting you guys and enjoying some time together at our beautiful golf course called the Bull.
Well, guys, we appreciate you being on the air with us and filling everybody in on the situation, and the best to you. Hope it works out very well. Thank you very much for your time.
Good luck. Good luck, you guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
We'll be back after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new personal auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that your dreams mean the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Dave Gary with the Princeton Clubs. A great round of golf requires the right club at the right time. Here in Wisconsin, the Princeton Club is the right club at the right time. If you want to improve your game, give us a call for custom golf fitness programs. We work with all types of golfers to increase flexibility, core strength, stamina, and overall fitness.
We're committed to excellence, the Princeton Club.
For more information, go to princetonclub.net.
This is Gary D'Amato with Killarney Golf Media. Check out our coverage of golf in Wisconsin and beyond on wisconsin.golf. We cover people, courses, tournaments, issues, and trends. Anything and everything that impacts golf in our state. And keep listening to The Golf Effect for expert analysis, topical dialogue, and great guests. Between wisconsin.golf and The Golf Effect, we've got you covered.
Sculpted by glaciers, played by champions, the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge, is open for play and awaiting your arrival. The Robert Trent Jones Jr. design University Ridge is now offering 18-hole walking green fees for as low as $46 plus tax any Monday through Thursday. This 18-hole rate won't last long, so visit universityridge.com or call 608-845-7000 to reserve your tee time. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge.
The golf season is in full swing, and so is Nevada Bob's. No more curbside deliveries or drop-offs. You get the full in-store service from Joel and his staff. New or used clubs, they got them. Putters, balls, shoes, hats, and apparel for men, women, and kids. Nevada Bob's has you covered. Replace those old grips with new ones. Get a new bag or a high-tech bull cart. Top flight service with a smile. It's like Joel says,
your game, your store, Nevada Bob's, always at the best price.
We're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, Cherokee Country Club in Madison. Along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown, and now joining us is Hall of Famer from the Wisconsin State Golf Association. In 2017, they selected Gary D'Amato to be in the Wisconsin Golf
Not for playing, no.
What difference does that make?
There's a lot of
you on the Hall of Fame. You'll say this about any Hall of Fame. What did they win? Right? That's the way you feel about it,
yeah.
right?
Well,
to a certain degree.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the Hall of Fame, but rightly so. They're there because they're famous for a number of things, whether it be drawing pictures or reporting.
Well, Gary's been writing about golf since about, 1980 or 90, Gary?
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, 1980 in Racine for 10 years, and then, Milwaukee for the next 28. Now,
how many years at Augusta?
28 straight Masters.
See that?
Yeah.
That's a Hall of Fame.
Pretty good run.
And how many times have you played Augusta when 9 out of 10 people that play golf in the world never get a chance to play? You've played it how many times?
I've been really lucky. I've been able to play it 4 times, and it's what a treat the day after the Masters ends.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a treat. I love it.
What was your best round there?
89. I broke 91.
That's pretty good, though. You could put a lot of people. I'll tell you what. I'll bet you I could put a scratch golfer in the middle of the green. Give them the tour, the Sunday pin place. Put them in the middle of the green, and they wouldn't break 85.
I had a.
That's the
great
worst
caddy when
place
I
you can
played
be.
89.
That was just going to say.
That's the worst place you can be is in the middle of the green.
That's-
But it's
Yeah.
really tough. I mean, I was there with Steve a number of times and when we were out there and putt from in the middle of the green there. Sometimes you can go either way. You can go to the right side of the hole or the left side of the hole. And if you don't know about where Race Creek is it Race Creek?
Yep.
If you don't know about Race Creek, you got a problem, you know.
So you can get us on Augusta, huh? Is that what you're saying? You've been there so many times and you played it 4 times. You got any influence?
I think Dennis has a lot more influence than I do. We'll have to write his book there.
I learned my lesson at Augusta. I do not go up and down. I walk across. So once I get from number 3, then I keep walking across and I can get all the holes 6 because you go back and forth. That hole, I tell you what, that 18th hole got steeper over the years that I went up and down.
Tell the story about when you took your shoes off and you were laying or sitting down on the grass.
Oh, that was something. That was number 8. There was a timeout. There was a thing. I was down there with Steve, so I thought I would sit down and then sit down. So I took my shoes off, and all of a sudden, this cart came down. Guy and a heavy set guy. I'm being nice. A heavy set guy came down at Augusta National. We either stand up or sit up, and we always have our shoes on.
How did you take that when he said that to you?
Well, I looked at him for a while and I says, I suppose when I went to the bathroom behind a tree here and I used my cell phone, I suppose that was really bad, huh? I mean, his face just dropped right down. And Bobby was there. My wife was there. She's, oh man, what are you
Didn't
kidding?
you park your car in the wrong spot too? Didn't they tell you to move it up another 2
Walking
inches?
in there, you know, when you pull in the parking lot, they've got like a little ditch there.
Yeah.
And you pull your front tires and put it in a ditch.
You didn't put yours.
Well,
in the
I didn't
ditch.
know about that. So, sir, he says, you better get back here. For what? He says, move your car. Move it where? Where am I going to go with it? You got to move it up. I had to move it about 4 inches, you know, to get it up. I said, are you kidding me? Oh, who's the good Canadian golfer? Remember he passed away.
Mike Weir?
No, way back when.
George Knudsen?
No, before him.
Wow, before him.
Well, you know, he's a
Mo
good
Norman?
player. What did you say?
Mo Norman?
Mo Norman. Okay, so I'm down there and he's there. And of course, he's there with it's 80 degrees and he's in his turtleneck sweater with his bib overalls on. That's how he went, you know? So he got caught in the same way. This guy, he parked his car. The guy asked him to move his car. He got in the car and went home.
Didn't play?
He did not play in a tournament. He was so mad at that he was told to do it. He got in his car and went home.
Well,
how about that one?
Well, all of us who know Dennis, we can sit and imagine how he'd respond to people telling him, move your car 2 inches or put your shoes back on.
Yeah, right. Oh, boy.
Holy smokes. Gary, the State Am was a heck of a tournament, huh? Thomas did a pretty good job of winning that tournament, didn't he?
Wow, I'm telling you, 4 rounds in the 60s at Milwaukee Country Club in those conditions. You know, most college players and young guys, they'll go out and shoot 68 one day, but then the next day, they shoot 74. The consistency isn't there yet, but wow, to shoot, 4 rounds in the 60s, pretty dominant performance. He won by 10 shots. I think the 5th place guy was 15 strokes behind him. That shows you, or the 4th place guy.
Where's
that
he
shows
from?
You how well he played compared to the field.
Chippewa Falls. He's also a Golden Gopher golfer, like
He's
Larry
from Chippewa.
Chizian.
He went Chippewa Falls.
He's like your
And
brother,
he
Larry.
plays at Minnesota?
Yep, he's a gopher.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How did we? Larry
Yeah,
likes
he's,
likes that.
Obviously talented, yeah. It was a really young leaderboard, and it is every year in the State Am. And I wanted to ask Dennis, when is a mid-am, a guy in his 30s who has 2 kids and a job, ever going to win that tournament again?
No.
It doesn't look like it to me.
Well, these kids are what? They've already played for the most part. I don't know what they did this year, but by the time the State Am comes, they've got about a dozen tournaments under their belt. They've done nothing but practice all this time. I mean, who can do that today, for the most part, those people that are mid-am type. So it's going to be, and I can remember back, I had those teams, they were all Wisconsin players that won. And They should. They can hit balls. They got good equipment. They have got good instruction. But what they've got is tournament preparation. And on that course, that's one of the best courses I think I've ever played is Milwaukee Country Club. It's probably a little bit shorter now because of the length that people hit it. But I can remember it was played 6,800 yards. Manuel was there then. 6,800 yards. It was really a tough course. So that guy shooting in the 60s or 4 rounds, that's pretty good.
We're going to chat with him in about 10 minutes. Thomas is going to be on the air with us for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, the Marquette Badger series started, the challenge of the 2 universities there. How'd that go? Recap it for us.
Yeah, they had the alumni match up at Kohler over the weekend, and I'll tell you what, those guys played Friday. Marquette had a little bit of lead. I think they played a 2-man scramble with 22 guys on each team. Then they went out to for happy hour, and I think a lot of them got pretty happy. Actually, some of them went to the wrong course the next morning, which would never happen in the Big Ten championships, right, Dennis?
Right. No.
Yeah, but it was really good that the guys all got into it, and a lot of them are really friendly. They grew up playing against each other from the 2 different universities, and they compete against each other in amateur events all summer, and they see each other a lot. And now they're those mid-ams for the most part that we were just talking about. They have families and kids, so they've treated this as like a 2-day vacation. They hang out with their buddies and play golf, but they're still competitive. I'll tell you that. All those guys wanted to win, but they had a good time.
Who won?
Marquette won. Marquette held on. Wisconsin won the next day's format, which was a best ball, 2-man best ball. But Marquette had a big enough lead that they held on. I think it was 45.5 to 41 or something like that.
It was close. It was close.
1 point for the front 9, 1 point for the back, and 1 point for total.
Who were some of the old guys that were playing for Wisconsin?
Yeah, there weren't really too many really old guys. I would say the oldest guys maybe went back to the mid-90s, maybe.
Oh, really?
C.J. Brock came in.
Really?
Ben Sieg was there.
Gregorski?
Nelson.
Gregorski?
Who? No, Bob didn't show up because he's got a broken foot. He didn't play in the state am either.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. He broke his. He has a lift frank break like the NFL guys get, where you break the top bones in your foot.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it in a boating accident, apparently. So,
boy.
Yeah.
Gary D'Amato is our guest and writes for Wisconsin.golf. That's a site you should check if you want to know at any level of golf in Wisconsin what's going on. Gary, any other news or anything you got for Tiz?
Well, the only other news I have really is that, we had a great state amateur in Milwaukee, and now in a couple of weeks we have the state open at Blue Mound. 2 great golf courses, obviously. 100th anniversary of the state open, which I know Tiz won. And Skip Kendall and Mark Wilson coming back to playing it. But I guess my question for Tiz is, those guys haven't played much competitive golf. I mean, I know they could win the state open, but I would look for guys younger than them, who are playing a lot to be the contenders. But could Skip and Mark or Mark win that tournament?
Well, I don't know. I think so, but like you say, you've got these young fellas that are just, tournament ready, even more so than they are. But it's the 100th win, I got a call from the pro. Who's the Barry Linhart? And his suggestion was that Steve and I
and
Larry would come to play. And I told him that we would do that, and Steve would have too. And we could have asked Mario, because Mario he's an open champion a couple of times too. But I never heard back from them, so chances are they didn't like to have us in the event.
Gary, can you imagine if they would have been there? Huh?
Oh, wow.
Well, Steve won that.
Steve
won that. He's won that Open 5 times. And who's the guy that was at Blue Mound? What's the old-time pro that won 5 times? There was an old-time pro, won 5 times. And
Francis Gallett?
Oh,
Francis Gallett, I think is.
Yeah, something like that. And what they were thinking about doing, would Steve would play and potentially could win the 6th, and he would be the all-time Open winner. But we never heard back from anybody. I really put out the word that we were not going to apply for it. If we thought that this would be a celebrity type deal, then we would go ahead and be there and show up. But I was quite surprised that that of course we're not Milwaukee centric. It's kind of Milwaukee centric, and I thought I'd throw that little blast out there. That maybe that group that I just mentioned weren't very good players or whatever. But
well, with that,
that would have been something else to have you guys there.
well, we thought so too, but somebody have to get off their duff
and take care of it.
to do it.
Gary, we appreciate your time on the show, and as always, thank you, and we'll chat with you again next time around.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network. A cherished family visit looks different today at Oak Park Place, but the feelings of love and support haven't changed. The focus is always on resident health and safety. Thank you to the families for finding unique ways during difficult times to connect with loved ones while maintaining physical distance. A wave and a smile from outside, a yard sign with a special message, all to bring joy to the residents. They have locations on Madison's east side in the Nakoma neighborhood, Janesville, Baraboo, Oak Creek, and Wauwatosa. Visit oakparkplace.com.
Play the best kept secret in Wisconsin golf, Wild Rock Golf Club in Wisconsin Dells. This Herdston and Pride design not only features stunning views from elevated tee boxes, but it also showcases the natural beauty of the surrounding area that will dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike many places you played before. A true test of golf for players of all skill levels. Book your tee time online today and see what you've been missing at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Hi, this is Dave Gary with the Princeton Clubs. A great round of golf requires the right club at the right time. Here in Wisconsin, the Princeton Club is the right club at the right time. If you want to improve your game, give us a call for custom golf fitness programs. We work with all types of golfers to increase flexibility, core strength, stamina, and overall fitness.
We're committed to excellence, the Princeton Club.
For more information, go to princetonclub.net.
Why drive an ordinary car when for the same monthly payment, you could be driving something extraordinary? Aaron Perkins, General Manager, Zimbrick European. Imagine yourself behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche. More safety, performance, and luxury, and way more fun. And getting more costs less than you think. Zimbrick European makes leasing affordable. Discover the value for yourself. Stop in and test drive a Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or Porsche today. Visit Zimbrick European and find out why leasing the car of your dreams makes so much sense.
Hey, Lauren, you ready for things to get back to normal yet?
Yeah, I really am. I really miss hanging out with my friends and family, going out to eat, and sporting events.
You should check out Cherokee Country Club this
20
year.
seconds,
You can
guys.
enjoy sports at a safe distance with our golf range, indoor-outdoor tennis, swimming, and beautiful 18-hole golf course. Also, our sports lounge is open to the public. Have you tried their Friday night fish fry?
No, I haven't. I think that's something my family and I can really enjoy. I'm going to tell my friends about it. Where can we sign up?
Call me, Kristen, at 608-241-8788.
Cherokee Country Club. Pay for what you play.
And we're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and joining us now is Thomas Longbella, who won the Wisconsin State Amateur Championship recently with rounds of 69, 67, 69, 69, 274, and one stroke off the tournament record ever, winning by 10 shots, which is a phenomenal outing, is it not, Dennis?
I think so. At that at any course, but that one especially, just the fact that he's a golfer, though, that's the only bad part. Here we go. If Larry was here, now, you'd be a hero. But being that I'm a Badger, I don't know, man.
Thomas, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I really didn't want to start that way, but you got to know Dennis, and right away, because his brother went to Minnesota and played for the Gophers, he had to start picking on you. But
right.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, your thoughts on the overall performance. You had to be obviously very pleased with the way you played there.
Yeah, it was a great week. Definitely one to remember. I've been close in that area before, and to kind of do it in that style and that golf course, really good.
There was only 9 other subpar rounds in the entire tournament, to give you a little bit of the perspective of that, in terms of how good that was. You said you were very comfortable. What's your style of play? You said you on the last round with the lead, you just played to what your strengths are and what your game is. Describe that for us.
Yeah. Well, I consider myself kind of an off and on driver of the ball, I would say. And the strength of my game, I would say, is my iron game. And out there, that kind of, I mean, it's very important because the majority of the difficulty comes, coming into the greens. And so I think to kind of have control of my irons and be able to pick out more conservative lines help me throughout the week, minimizing the big mistakes. And I did that out there at times, and I kind of just said to myself, okay, we cannot, some of the pins out there you can't really go at. And I did a good job of that all week.
You grew up in Chippewa Falls. Tell us a little bit about your backing and your background in golf, how you got involved in that type of thing, and who's assisted you. And
Yeah. So I obviously grew up in a super small town. I'd say I kind of got into golf through my older brother, who is 35, and he played college golf at St. John's University, and they had a lot of success there. And I kind of just, I guess I was so much younger than him. I obviously was, watching his tournaments and walking along, but I didn't really start my golf career when he was still playing. And, I would say throughout the years, my dad's been there for me the most. And, he obviously was involved with my brother and kind of, I guess, grew his knowledge for the game through that. It's been nice to have him around. But, yeah.
How's your career gone at the University of Minnesota? And how did you decide on Minnesota? Just the Minnesota influence in terms of the media is strong in that part of the state, isn't it? Was that part of it?
Yeah.
And why the Gophers, just from your perspective?
Yeah. So when I was looking at schools, obviously I kind of talked to, the major Division I schools surrounding Wisconsin. I obviously loved other schools, but I think for me, it kind of came down to how close it was to my house. And I actually grew up a University of Minnesota fan because my dad went there and my grandpa went there. So I kind of had it in my family. I'm from Wisconsin, but both my parents grew up in Minnesota. So I've kind of had Minnesota roots growing up, I guess.
That's a point, the business that you just hit on it. When I was with the Wisconsin section, I was the president there a while back, and we took those 7 counties that are on the border of Minnesota, the western, and we moved those counties to the PGA section in Minnesota
because of the influence.
Because of the influence that they're more of that nature. What are you majoring in school?
I'm a business and marketing major.
You are? What year?
Yeah. I'm actually going to be a 5th-year senior this year. So
good.
I was planning on graduating this past spring, but because of COVID, I'm taking my 5th year.
Are you going to play?
COVID year.
Are you going to be able to play?
Yeah.
The university's you're going to go ahead. Oh, that's good.
As far as I know, I guess I'm just kind of going until I get told otherwise.
Yeah, that's. I don't know what they're going to do here yet.
I honestly don't know
what they're going to do here at Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, I know the ACC canceled sports, I think, earlier this past week.
Right.
Or last week.
The Chippewa Falls. Did you know my dad was the golf professional there for 6 years?
He was.
What's the name
really?
of What's the name of the course? The little one, the one owned by the Elks Club.
Oh, that's funny. That's insane because I live probably 500 yards from
that
Lake Wissota Golf Course.
Yeah, that's right. My dad was a pro there for 6 years. And my sister, of course, went up there. And that's how she got to go to school. What's the name of the college just down the road, just a little west of Eau Claire? You know what I'm talking about? It's a pretty well-known school. Forget about it. She went to school there. And, I went up there with my dad a number of times. And who was the big-time, can you tell me who the big-time pro was there in its early years? He won a U.S. Open. I forget his name, but they had a great big time pro that was the pro there at that course there for a long time.
Oh,
Talking
Oh,
about.
really?
Pardon me?
At Lake Wissota Golf Course?
No, not what's the name of the course? Is that what it's called? I don't even know.
That's
Chippewa.
what it's called now.
Yeah,
But it was the Elks Club.
It was the
way
Elks
back.
Club, yeah, way back when. Yeah, he went up there after he retired or whatever from Ironwood, and then
wasn't he from lacrosse?
The pro.
The guy you're talking about?
I don't know, but I can remember I was very surprised. I go there and there was the stuff there, and here this was a big time deal. But he really enjoyed it there. He enjoyed the people that were there. There was some exceptional people there. I remember, that was way back when. I mean, this kid is from right there, 500 yards away.
We're chatting with Thomas Longbella. Thomas, where do you hope golf? What does it potentially look like for your future? Where would you like to take the game if you could?
I'd love to play on the PGA Tour. I think that's been a dream of mine, since I started playing golf. And I obviously, it's kind of been my thing since forever. And so that's been a dream of mine. So that's the end goal.
Dennis, what advice? You used to be a college coach and that type of thing, and have been involved in golf for over 50 years. What advice would you give Thomas about looking at that dream and that type of thing?
Oh, you got to do it. If you have the dream, you got to do it. You have to give it a go for as far as you can go. The issue now, though, is the expense to do it. That's a difficult thing. That's a hard thing to do. If, in fact, you decide you want someday, if you feel like you want to go forward, I've got some experience in drawing up those agreements for players so that you could take it to some people maybe who want to help you to go somewhere. And I've done this with, half a dozen people, a couple that were pretty good, Mario, Ben Walter. Do you know Ben Walter? He's from there, up there. And Steve Stricker.
Yeah. Did you know the name Steve Stricker?
Yeah, there's some people like that. But, if you don't have anybody who you deal with, I can set you up with some good stuff that you can take without going through a big legalese process. That always seems to muster up what's going on. But, you could meet, bring your dad with you or your brother. Probably, is your dad still with you? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be willing to do that, sit around and chat a little bit about that. I do have some experience with that, getting these players going. I got a number of people that are out there on the tour now and on the Canadian tour and on that Corn Ferry tour. So, I can give you some insight, but the big deal is you got to get some money, and that's always so. You could start thinking of some people that would like to help you out. And then I've got some introductory letters that you can give to those people. And the agreements are pretty much player orientated. They are not too investor oriented or player orientated. But bring your dad and your brother and I'll share that with them.
Thomas, thanks for the time and congratulations on winning the State Am. And we wish you all the best, and I'm sure Larry would be very happy to wish you not only the best, but follow the career. So good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, you bet. Good luck to you.
We'll be back after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network. Sculpted by glaciers, played by champions. The University of Wisconsin Golf Course, University Ridge, is open for play and awaiting your arrival. The Robert Trent Jones Jr. design University Ridge is now offering 18-hole walking green fees for as low as $46 plus tax any Monday through Thursday. This 18-hole rate won't last long, so visit universityridge.com or call 608-845-7000 to reserve your tee time. Play where the Badgers and the pros play. University Ridge.
Now that's a parking spot.
That's correct.
Introducing the I may have underestimated the size of my car policy with accident forgiveness from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. Get a quote. Find an agent. Visit amfam.com.
Optional policy features not included in base policies. Review policy for coverages and exclusions. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Play the best kept secret in Wisconsin golf. Wild Rock Golf Club in Wisconsin Dells. This Herdston and Pride design not only features stunning views from elevated tee boxes, but it also showcases the natural beauty of the surrounding area that will dazzle your senses. Secluded and sheltered from the outside world, Wild Rock is unlike many places you played before. A true test of golf for players of all skill levels. Book your tee time online today and see what you've been missing at wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
Hello, this is Paul Brown. On behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank American Family Insurance Company and the Stricker Foundation for allowing us to help them raise money for the Birdies for Health campaign during the last 2 American Family Insurance Championship tournaments. Because of their backing and our efforts of promoting the Birdies for Health campaign, we were able to raise more than $120,000 for Alzheimer's research at UW Hospital. Obviously, that successful effort would never have happened without the very generous support of people in the Badger State and around the country. Not only are we very grateful for the support, but you should know that 100% of the money raised for research went to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Even though the American Family Insurance Championship won't be held this summer, we will look forward to next year's tournament, where we, along with your help, will continue the fight to find a cure for Alzheimer's disease. And we're back on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison. Along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. On the regular tour, Justin Thomas won again. He has now won 3 tournaments already this year, 13 career wins at age 27. Since 1960, Tiz, only Jack Nicklaus and Tiger were younger than that when they won their 13th tournament. So he's
a great player, you know, and he got a tremendous short game, and he hits it a long ways. He's not very big. He's got to be 150 pounds at the most.
Where does he get all that from?
Well, he has a great, if you look, when he swings, how well he uses the ground, you know, to push up. We always related in the teaching part as shooting free throws. You know how you use your feet to shoot free throws. Well, same thing in golf. He just jumps right out of his shoes in order to hit it, but he hits it good. But his short game is the deal, and he's very disciplined. His dad is a PGA member, a PGA pro, who's his teacher, and his dad goes to every tournament and stuff like that. But you can see that he's kind of settled down. He's kind of well orientated to what's going on.
And by the way, Jimmy Johnson, who was Justin's normal caddy, was not there. He's going to be off for a couple of weeks. He had Bones on the back there. Phil's former.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, Bones was off for a while, but I'm sure Jimmy's sitting at home. What did he win for that? He win a couple million?
I'd have to look it up. On
1.8 million?
Yeah.
So let's see, 10%. So
180,000.
Yeah, Jimmy's home wondering about that last 200 grand.
I got one here for you. Good idea, bad idea. You don't care, and it's not an impact. BetMGM signs with the PGA Tour officially today as the official betting operator on the PGA Tour. Good thing, bad thing, gambling. Betting on players.
I think that all you're doing is it's going on every day. I mean, I watch what's going on here every day and how much they're betting on stuff and things like that. So I don't see it as a negative thing. Anytime that you can create interest for golf, then it's good for golf. I don't think we want to say you can't bet on it. That's like saying you can't own a gun or whatever. You know, they're going to do that. So.
And COVID continues to have an effect on everything. And in Wisconsin, Division III college golfers knocked off the course again. The WIAC, CCIW, NACC suspended fall seasons. And the thing about this, Dennis, is for those people that are playing, they at Division III, the requirements of the NCAA are that they pay for their own tuition, rooms, and books. So if you have somebody in Division III that's thinking about golf, this really impacts them because they potentially now could pick a big school and go to their school and pay versus getting that golfing opportunity. So this is really affecting a lot of people.
It is, but you cannot be safe enough in this this deal here. So I don't disagree with anything they're doing and what they're doing to make this thing a safe thing. I think that's got to be your number one concern. However, in this particular case here, there are a lot of players that are not, scratch handicappers that want to go on and, and being that 85% of CEOs today play golf, they aren't all scratch players,
We're out of time. We'll be back again next week and do it again. Kevin Ryan, Dave McCann. Dave, you got 5 days. Change your mind before the wedding bells ring.
Not going to change my mind.
Good boy.
Along with Dennis Tiziani, Paul Brown, and thank you for joining us. And that's another edition of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network from Cherokee Country Club in Madison.